Thank you, Ryan. Mr. Clement.
Meetings of times? What do they have there? Does it show Mr. Johnson when he was a teacher? I'm going to apologize for the board that I'm not prepared as I normally am tonight, so if I ramble a little bit, that's the way it's going to be. It's been kind of a busy evening. First of all, I wanted to make the board and the district aware that RTA is going to be heading a large rally on March 4th. CTA is doing a statewide program called Stand Up for Students, in which CTA is asking for a rally at every school site throughout California before school, welcoming the students and the parents to school, and making sure everybody's aware of the budget impact of the state cuts at the local level, and what that means to us here in Roseman in the Southern Kern Unified School District. It's not a rally to say that the board or the district needs to improve their approach to students. We're all working very hard to do the best for the students. This is geared towards the impact of what the state cuts is doing at the local level. So the rally is, and I haven't even discussed this with Mr. Van Norman, so I better put in my facilities use request. But the rally is going to be on March 4th from 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. We're planning on doing it out in front of the former Hamilton Elementary School, so that we're not disrupting all of the activities at Roseman High School. So we'd like to be right there on Roseman Boulevard, greeting the people driving by and not raising a commotion, but again, trying to make sure we're being well noticed. I'm going to invite the district administration to stop in and join us and have a cup of coffee. Invite the board members to join us and have a cup of coffee and maybe a muffin or something. And the local press, if you have the opportunity to come and see, and we can talk a little bit about what the state impact cuts are having on us locally. That's what we're going to do. Secondly, obviously I want to address a couple of items that are on tonight's board agenda. Item 10, personnel matters. You guys know what I'm talking about. First, beginning with the approval of layoffs with the tiebreaker resolution. This is the same tiebreaker resolution that we've used in the past, and we've debated about a number of times during our RIF hearings. And it was just yesterday that I realized something as I was reading through this. It's always said that, and it's written right in your resolution, that the criteria for layoffs, the tiebreaker criteria, is in no particular order. But I found out it is. It's in alphabetical order. But no particular order in matters of importance. The RTA is fine with the district's tiebreaker resolutions. If there's any concerns about those, that'll be brought up in the RIF hearings. Secondly, item B, to reduce or eliminate certificated positions. And that's where the board's going to be voting on tonight for the possible reduction of certificated staff by 17, I believe it's 17 full-time positions. To be able to do that, obviously the district is going to be talking about a significant increase in class size. Although I haven't been given the exact numbers, I have a pretty good idea what the district's talking about. Obviously, with an increase in class size, that gives the district the ability to lay off teachers, but also the board needs to be aware, of course, of the impacts that that's going to have. I got to be honest with you, this year, it's been overwhelming in terms of the number of, the amount of input I've been given from teachers regarding the difficult behavioral situations that's going on throughout the district in the classrooms, even at the elementary level, and especially at the elementary level, I'm hearing a lot about it. The board has probably experienced some of that with the number of expulsion hearings that have been before. I don't know if it's more or less than it's been in the past, but I know there's been a number of them recently. Obviously, with an increase in class size, I think we can all expect an increase in added difficulty with behavioral problems in the classroom. And then related to that, obviously, the effectiveness that teachers are going to be able to have with the quality of education is going to be impacted in the classroom. So the only way to lay off this number of teachers is to have a significant increase in class size, and the board needs to be aware of the impacts that that's going to have. There's also associated a very high cost with the RIF process. I'm legally bound to make sure that our teachers are represented appropriately through the RIF process to make sure that the people who are laid off are done in the proper order. This is a very costly process for the association and for the district. The association has the money. CTA has the money to pay for it. The RTA has the money to pay our share of it. The people who don't have the money is the district. I believe last year it cost the association around $50,000 in legal fees to go through the RIF process, and I'm sure it cost the district that much or more, even though I thought our lawyers were better, but that's beside the point. This is a very, very costly venture that we have to undertake, and I am required to make sure our teachers are protected and defended through the process. Therefore, we have to go through the legal process. Therefore, we have to incur the costs. The only way we're going to avoid that if we do not have to lay off any certificated staff, if we don't have to lay off any CTA members. So I'm going to be working diligently with the district to see if there's any way to avoid that over the course of the next 30 to 60 days, prior to us having to begin the RIF process. And also keep in mind as you think about your vote on this, the current contract is solid and locked in and signed and voted on, and it's good through 2011. That current contract guarantees 182 workdays, not anything less than that. So even if the state passes something across in the line of furloughs and fewer paid days of ADA, our current contract calls for 182 days. So the district would have to renegotiate that if they plan on issuing any furloughs to the staff, and thereby cutting staff time in the classroom, cutting student time in the classroom, and therefore cutting our pay. Our current contract also maintains class sizes at 25 students in grades K-3 and 30 students in grades 4 through 12. That's in the contract. That will have to be negotiated if the district plans on raising those. Compensation has already been voted on and is locked in through 2011, and that includes the health benefits. Those have already been voted on by the board and by the association and are locked in through 2011. So any changes in these are going to have to be negotiated by the district and the association. So with all of that bad news, I just wanted to make sure the board and the district is aware that we've all got our work cut out for us over the course of the next 60 days. With that said, and this is going to sound very backwards, the board needs to vote in favor of the resolutions tonight. We are under very strict timelines. The board has to approve the resolutions, and the layoffs have to be done by March 15th, or else the district is locked in with the personnel it has through next year. So I would recommend that the board goes ahead and approves the tiebreaker resolution, go ahead and approves the layoff resolution, but then I'm going to ask the board and the district to work diligently with the association over the course of the next 60 days to see if we can avoid all that, and therefore avoid the RIF process and the costs associated with that. Okay? So that's what I was throwing out there and rambling on a little bit about tonight. But we're looking forward to it. We can get the job done. But it needs to be done in the best manner for all people involved. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. CCA.
Don't believe there's a